Hey, it's Cindy Kennedy, and it is time for your weekly Mojo Boost to keep you inspired, motivated, and on track to rocking the world your own unique way. I was chatting with a very, very dear friend of mine in Canada a few days ago, and we got to talking about something that so many of us do that literally cuts us off at the knees. So we are certainly not able to thrive in our lives. We were sharing the fact that as I've launched my business, she's still learning and she's looking at launching her business in a year. And when she started seeing what I was doing, she had that moment. It's a moment I've had. It's a moment you've had. The moment where you start to compare yourself to somebody else. And usually we end up on the losing end. The other person is more experienced. God, I can never do that. Look what they're doing. They're so amazing. Or someone else is always better looking, wealthier, smarter. They got it going on, right? It's that crazy comparing mind that honestly, it sends us a bit cuckoo. And how does it serve? It doesn't. Now here's the thing. Our minds are built to compare. We see black and we see white and we can see the contrast, right? That's natural, that's normal. But when it comes to comparing our life, your life, with someone else's, there is always a loser. And usually you're it. Or if it's somebody else that loses, you lose anyways. So sometimes we'll see someone and actually we'll compare ourselves and we'll feel really blessed and grateful that that's not us. But more often than not, we spend much more of time in the comparing mind in a way where we do not end up in a very good light. And so we start judging ourselves. Now here's a couple of things that you can do when you find yourself in that judging mode, that self-judging mode, where you suddenly feel you are not good enough, you are not capable enough, you don't have the strength, the courage, the know-how, the knowledge, the education, the money, the looks, the body, to achieve or contribute the way you want. First thing is stop comparing yourself to somebody else. But because our mind still works on comparing, compare yourself with yourself. If you catch yourself, ask yourself a couple questions. How am I different now than when I was 2 years ago? So if you're thinking, oh, someone else, God, I just don't have the money, not like that person. Ask yourself, where are you now? What wins have I had now? What decisions or actions have I taken? So compare yourself with who you were to where you are now. You're looking for the small wins. Be grateful. In those moments where we compare, just go back to your life and ask yourself, what am I grateful for? And I want you to list 5 things you are so grateful for in your life. Because what we're doing is we're trying to keep you in your life. What happens is when we let the comparing mind take us on that big spiral, we're no longer living our life. We're now involved in somebody else's life. Oh, they've got this and they've got this, they've got this. That takes us out of living our life. Michelangelo, he says, every one of us has a statue within the stone, but it's up to us, the sculptor, to discover it. Well, if you're trying to tap away or you're observing someone else's stone, there is other people who are going to be creating and carving out your statue. Don't let that happen. Okay? Compare yourself with yourself. Be grateful. Those moments of gratitude. A gratitude journal helps a lot in these situations. And lastly, when you're actually comparing yourself to someone, and sometimes that flares up a little moment of envy or jealousy, lean in and congratulate that other person for where they are in their life. Because when we don't, we separate. And in that separation, we start to feel distant and lonely. And then we judge ourselves even harsher. When we step in to that discomfort, that envy, that lack of, we now get to offer a contribution to somebody else. Yay, you go. Or that was fantastic. Or can you share with me how you did that? Then we start to connect and we start to operate from a different part of our brain than the comparing mind. So again, comparing mind, it happens. Don't be hard on yourself, but catch yourself. Compare yourself with yourself. How far have you come in your life? Be grateful. Find 5 things that you were so grateful for. And lastly, offer up your celebration of the other person to support their growth and to kickstart your own and get back to living your life. So that's today's Mojo Boost. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay inspired, and I'll see you next week.